Alright, so right now, before we put anything together, we want to get out our servo, our Arduino board, the 4-port USB hub, as well as our USB cable that just has our power outputs. And what we're going to do now, since this is a brand new servo, we want to test it to make sure that it is performing as expected. And also we're going to set the angle to 90 degrees. So that way later on when we put everything together, it will be set in the perfect position. Because if we don't do this, it could be at any angle. And if you do that and then you turn it on, it could just break the 3D printed parts, or it could end up even breaking your camera. So make sure you do this. This is incredibly important. So what we're going to do, we're going to first connect everything, and then we'll run a little Python script to make sure it works. So let's connect our Arduino first. So just get your cable, and we're not using this one, we just need the communication port. And then plug this into your 4-port hub. And then your USB power, just plug that in also. Okay, and our servo has female ends, so what we need is just 3 wires, 3 male-to-male wires. And I try to use the same color, so on our servo it has brown, red, and orange, and brown is the ground wire, red is the power, and orange is the control that connects to the Arduino. So we'll just match up those 3 colors, the brown to brown, red to red, and orange to orange. Okay, and then so on our USB power cable, it has 4 wires for this one, and we only need the power and ground, and on this one those happen to be red and black. So the other 2 we're not using, so just plug in your power cable to the red one on the servo, because that's the power to the servo. Okay, and then the black one is the ground, and plug that one in also. Alright, and then finally the control one, so this goes to the orange wire on the servo. And then on our Arduino board, it has many different digital pins over here, and we have to use the ones that are dedicated to PWM. And so that's all of the ones that have like the tilde sign next to the numbers. And for this one, this is an Arduino Uno, and we're going to use pin number 9. So just plug your servo into pin number 9. And yeah, so everything is connected. So we have to do a few more things before we can run our Python script. So next thing, go into your device manager. So I'm on a Windows computer. Yeah, so I'm on a Windows computer, and yeah, on your device manager, we're just looking for the port. So here it has like all of the da-da-da-da-da-da, just look for ports, and then if you open that, it'll have your Arduino Uno, and it will tell you which port it's using to communicate with it. So ours is COM4, so capital COM4, and we need to either like copy this or remember it, because we have to put this into our Python program. So let's go into our Python program now. Alright, and so in our Python program, first thing we want to do is set up that communication port. So on this Windows computer, it's a COM4 for me. Yours might be COM2, COM3, COM5. who knows? And if it's on an Apple computer or Linux computer, this is going to be completely different. So we're basically just telling it to connect the board to this communication port. And then we'll give it like a second to do everything, because if you don't include this, sometimes it doesn't communicate with the board fast enough before you're trying to send it commands. And then we get a notification that our board is on, and also the pin that we're using. So we are using pin 9. And if yours is a different Arduino, then you have to use a different pin. And also our speed, this is the time between the movements. So we can change this number to make it rotate slower or faster, but this one usually works very well. Okay, and the rest of the stuff is just like some communication stuff. And then down here when we're testing it out, we have 4 commands: the R to make it turn to the right, L to make it turn left, H to go home so it goes to 90 degrees, and then Q will exit the board and quit. So let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. So hopefully our servo works. Alright, so I'm just using Windows PowerShell. And it doesn't matter, you can use your favorite ID or something else. So just run the script. It's called the servo test in home. And it takes a second to start up. Okay, so the board is on. The servo should be home. Let's see if we did it. Left. It's not rotating for some reason, right? No, quit. Okay, let's see what we did wrong. Servo, okay, connected to port 9. I know the Arduino is on because I can see the light. Let me make this bigger real quick. Okay, yeah, so I know the Arduino is on. We can even push the red button, it'll reset it. Okay, and then let me check, make sure everything's connected. So Arduino, here's our pins, make sure those are plugged in correctly. Then the power to power, ground to ground. That is plugged into the Arduino. That's plugged in. Okay. And yeah, let's try that one more time. Maybe a wire was loose or something. Yeah, so it should turn a little bit. Okay, I have no idea why it's doing this. Wonder what it could be. Yeah, I have a couple other servos. Let me test one of those. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, so here's another servo, so maybe I'll test this one. See if we can figure out what we're doing wrong. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I guess this one's working. And same thing, we'll test it to rotate left, rotate right. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. There we go, put it right there. And one more time, we'll rotate 180 degrees to the left. And then we'll rotate 180 degrees to the right. Okay, and then we'll go home. Okay, yeah, okay. So I don't know what happened to the other servo. I'll try it again in a minute, but Yes, this works, and we have it set to home. So after this, we are finished, and we can just push Q to quit out, and it disconnects the board from our program. Okay, so this servo is set. So now what we want to do is, I don't remember. Yeah, so we'll be connecting this to one of our plates right here. So just make sure, like when you are building it, that. Alright, so. Yeah, so our servo is set at 90, so I don't remember if we have to like set it like this or if it goes the other way. Okay. Yeah, but just like when you're building it, just remember this is set at 90 degrees, so put it together how it should go. And make sure you do this with both of the servos. Okay, that's all. So we're finished with our servo testing and initialization.